How's it what to do, everybody? I'm Nocturn, and today I'm going to be talking about the objectives in Battlefield 2042's map, Orbital. We're just going to be talking about what kind of makes each objective up, if you can get on top of the buildings and whatnot, and the fastest way to traverse from one objective to the other. I'm going to preface this now that obviously, if you have a vehicle, please use it, but this is mainly going to be if you are on foot, you don't have access to vehicles. The fastest way to get to most objectives, if I don't list anything, is just going to be to run there. To start off, we're going to be going to Objective Alpha. So Alpha Objective is primarily composed of just these two buildings and the area between them and roughly outside of them. Anything outside the fences you see is probably going to be outside the objective range. So as you can see, this building here is mainly composed of these warehouse shelves, and there's honestly not really too much to see here, really. And this building is even smaller with more warehouse storing shelves, and it also has a ladder on the side. This ladder can be used to access the roof. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, maybe not so easy. And the building across also has a ladder on the side, so both building roofs are accessible without the grappling hook. Yeah, Alpha, there's not honestly too much to show here. Alright, next we're going to go across the map to Objective Foxtrot. This objective is primarily made of one bigger warehouse building, as you can see with all the shelves, but it has an upstairs. Don't mind me getting startled by that coat there. Has an upstairs, so this definitely has more variety as far as playability, how things can play out at this objective. There's some containers over here that people can take cover by, and there's also electrical boxes across, which are also within the objective range. Now this building is also accessible by everyone, as it has a ladder to the side, so you do not need a grappling hook for this either. There is a big tower right on this objective. If you're under it, you're still in the objective range, but going up it will obviously be too far away for you to get credit for capturing or defending the objective. Alright, let's make our way to the tower. Oh. Pretend you didn't see that. There's some explosive cylinders here, so just be careful if you're ever near those, because you can obviously just blow those up, or someone else can blow those up and you'll be dead. But yeah, you can make your way up this tower, and if you have the team spawn for it, you can obviously take the zip line close to your spawn to the objective to help you get there faster. You can jump off of it at any time to parachute down and enjoy the view of the battlefield. But yeah, not too much going on in Foxtrot objective either. Let's zipline down towards Charlie sector and see what's going on over there. Now, as you can see, unlike the other two objectives we talked about, there are two sections of this map that have two objectives in them, known as Charlie and Delta sector. These have two objectives, so you have Charlie 1, Charlie 2, and Delta 1 and Delta 2. Charlie 1 is kind of divided in two spots. You have the shipping container areas, which some of them you can open and close to your benefit for cover. You can also, if they are closed your way, you can just run through them to bash them open. The other section of Charlie 1 are these spherical, we'll just call them cryospheres. I'm not sure what the actual term is, but these are good cover, but they can also be blown up. And while I was trying to test to see if as I was testing this to see if you could take damage, I was only able to crawl under to take just a little bit. So on the initial explosion, you do take damage. I'm not sure if it's enough to kill you, but keep that in mind when you're over here. You can also crawl under to try and get a better view of your opposition. Next, let's head on over to Charlie 2. Charlie 2 is mainly this big tower, and this tower is what you're trying to capture. There are multiple levels to this tower. You can zipline up it, you can climb ladders. If you go all the way to the tippy top though, you're going to be outside of the capture radius. If you're coming from Charlie 1, there are a few ways you can actually get over here. There are a few bridges that you can take to get across, or there is a zipline close to the cryospheres to zipline all the way to the top of the tower. Be careful though, as this objective and some others, as you can tell, are very heavy on the air traffic. I was going to get better shots of this objective, but I was getting frustrated because I kept getting destroyed by my childhood. We're going to move on to the Delta sector, but before we do, if you're going to head there from the Charlie sector, the fastest way is going to be this tunnel way. Now, you might be thinking, well, if Charlie sector is heavy on the air traffic, take the tunnelway because it's safer. And while normally, yeah, you would be right, keep in mind you are sharing this tunnelway with vehicles. So if you go in there and say you're halfway down, a tank rolls on through. I hope you're not lactose intolerant, because you're going to become shredded cheese real quick, just like these poor souls. Alright, next we're going to be taking a look at Delta 2. So Delta 2, there are two buildings, although this smaller one is not within the objective radius. You can get on the roof of both, as there are ladders on both sides, as you can see here. Now the inside of Delta 2's main building is mainly also comprised of shipping containers, and there's not too much to this building aside from you can set off a failsafe by causing an explosion, or you might even be able to shoot them. But there is the fire suppression system, and you don't seem to take damage, but obviously your vision becomes a little obscure. Anyone on the other side of the fire suppression you're trying to look at is going to be a lot harder to see, so keep that in mind when you're at this objective. Some other objectives have this too, like Alpha, and I even think Delta 1 does. Now, something I failed to mention earlier at Alpha 1 is these closable doors. These are almost on every objective on this map where there's a building like this. You can close these doors. There's some automatic doors that once you set them to open, you can't close them anymore. So keep that in mind. It's probably just a beta thing, as I just couldn't set it to close. But just be careful if you're staying close to one, because you will get shot. Now, if you're wanting to head on over to Delta 1, you're like, well, I don't want to cross this giant strip of just asphalt, because you're open to literally everything. So let me draw your attention to this tunnelway, and don't shoot your teammates, hopefully. Now this tunnelway is obviously going to be a huge choke point if one of these objectives is captured by your opponents, but a neat little thing that can happen in here is you can actually shoot out the lights to make it a lot harder for anyone and everyone to see. Why you'd want to do this? I mean, I don't know, it looks cool, right? Alright, so Delta 1, you have these shipping containers out here, much like we showed at Charlie 1. I'm pretty sure you can capture the objective from those two. But yes, Delta 1 also has the automatic doors. Alright, if we make our way inside the building, our main cover point is going to be this missile at the center of the room. And there's going to be skylights on the rooftops, which you cannot access normally unless someone has a grappling hook. But if someone is up there staying on the skylight, shoot it out, give them a good old scare and make them think, what the hell is happening? Ooga booga, they're dead. Now this part of the building, of the roof, is accessible via the ladder, but you just can't get up to the higher levels without a grappling hook or by parachuting down on it. Alright, now let's head from the Delta sector over to Echo, which is the big building. Now, wait. Now, wait. Yo, what the fuck? What is happening? Bro, okay. Let's head on over to Echo. Now, Objective Echo is probably the most complex objective on this map. There are multiple levels to this giant building, but there's only going to be a few that matters to actually getting to the tippy top where the objective is. The first one is going to be via a zip line at the very bottom. It won't take you to the tippy top, it'll take you to a level that has access to the other options that can take you to the very top. Otherwise, you can take the stairs. Everyone loves stairs, right? You can take these up to the next level, which will then take you to more stairs.
This sucks. I want to go back.
Once you make it all the way up the stairs, there will be a zip line for you to take up, and if you can see on the left that I'm about to point to, that is the zip line that brings you all the way up to this floor from the bottom floor. So if you take this zip line up, you are almost to the very top, you just gotta go up another set of stairs and you're on the roof. Now the other way to get up here is via the elevators. Now the elevators over here, it's taking a little while. Okay, so the elevators here, the elevators over here are kind of broken. So if they're red, that means they're on your floor. This elevator somehow was not broken, but you'll see what I mean in a moment. It'll open and it'll close. Have no fear though, you can still run out. It's just a texture glitch, but yeah. You can also turn on this metal detector, however it doesn't seem to be working in the bay, like it doesn't seem to actually have a function, like there's no sound, there's no nothing. But yeah, these are where some of the elevators are. If it's green, you gotta call it down. If it's red, you can run on through the doors and head on up to the objective. Now, the other way to get up on Echo, you have to go all the way to the back of the building. Now, I'm only including this clip because I just want to show you, you know, there's pesky snipers. If they're giving you trouble, give them a nice little love tap. Let them know they're being a naughty boy or girl, whoever, and they're not getting any gifts from Santa, and they shouldn't peek you again. See? Works like a charm. Now, as we make our way to the back, there is a big zip line that goes all the way... Ignore that you saw that. There's a zip line all the way on that takes you all the way to the top of the building. This is the fastest way to get to the top on foot, but it is also the most like dangerous, because once you get up here, if there's anyone up here, you have no cover to go to and you're just wide out in the open. But now we actually get to the objective site, mainly comprised of a helipad. That's all the cover you're gonna get up here, so use it wisely. This is also air traffic heavy, as people are just trying to get those easy kills. But there are also stairs on each side of this building, which I showed earlier, that people will be coming up to try and contest. Now, how do you get down? Well, you just jump off easy. I'm gonna pause right here though, because something I did not think to record is to my left. There's actually this corridor that takes you to the other side of the building. So if there is heavy air traffic and you just want to take cover, or if there's people on top it and your side is really heavy on like they're just firing down your side a lot, you can take the little corridor to the other side and hope your luck gets better. All right, let's drop on down and see how we get to Echo. Now, the best way to get to Objective Echo from Sector Delta is actually these zipline posts, which go to these towers. So be sure to find these and utilize them. It'll save you a ton of time if you're on foot, and enjoy the view. Now, if you happen to be on this tower, obviously the best way down to the actual objective is to just parachute down. But if you happen to be on the other tower, this one has the added benefit where you can just zip line across to the rocket tower. Now, this tower itself is not part of the objective, but we can go say hi to our fellow resident Objective Echo person, Jilly. They took all the fun out of taking dog tags in this game, I swear. Alright, let's make our way down to the actual objective. So the actual rocket platform is fairly straightforward. You have stairs on each side, and there are ladders in the back. Hello, Jilly, that you can climb up to get a better foothold. Now, this area, there's not really a whole lot going on here in terms of cover. It's kind of going to be a cat and mouse game of you chasing your opposition around and trying to just find moments of vulnerability. I personally like to hide in this little corner because, oh, hello, Chili, because you can just kind of wait for your prey and to unexpectedly turn and, oh, hello, just like that, see? Now, obviously, if you keep doing this, they're just going to start throwing grenades. They're going to know where you're at, and once they kill you, they might be upset and start to teabag you. Hello, Jilly. Nice to see you again. Alright, now let's talk about the actual rocket tower. From top to bottom, if we go down the stairs, if we go down the stairs, you'll see that there's actually zip lines here, which go all the way down towards Objective Foxtrot. So obviously, if you're coming from Foxtrot, this is the best way to get to Echo to save you some time. Before we continue with the tour, we're going to head on to the tippy top of the tower to say hello once again to Objective Echo's resident, Jilly, and get some nice revenge. Make sure it's front and back. Alright, this tower also has elevators which you can utilize, which will take you almost to the tippy top from the very bottom. Obviously, the fastest way to traverse this tower, if you so please. Man, you just live here, don't you, Jilly? Alright, as you're running around the tower, you might see... Oh. Everyone salute. Nice. Now, as I was saying, if you're climbing up this tower by foot using the stairs instead of the elevators, you're gonna notice there's the occasional ladders. These ladders go to their own separate little sections of the tower, which honestly don't really serve a purpose in terms of the gunplay, unless you're trying to escape from someone who is maybe chasing you. The only real difference in each of these is that some of them are shorter than the others, and then the one at the very top actually is very different. If spawn beacons were in the beta, you could probably put one up here. This would probably be a great spot. But yeah, these don't really serve any real purpose, but they're still good to know that they're there. Now, if we make our way up to the tippy top again, hopefully Jilly isn't up here, we can get a good view of the battlefield now. Obviously, hopefully there's no snipers over at Echo because you're gonna get shot almost immediately. But it's still a good place to come if you're just trying to evaluate and figure out where you're gonna go next. Look at that view. Now that the rocket's taken off, we can make our way down to the objective and see what's changed. You didn't see that. Alright, now that we're actually down here, not dead, we can actually see that you can get up onto this platform. It's really hard to see, but if you ever need to escape something, you can just jump through one of the holes to make your way down to the bottom and see some glitched out smoke effects while you're at it. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed or learned something new. I know some of the objectives I didn't really spend a lot of time on, but let's be honest, some of them just don't have a lot to talk about. They're just simple buildings, and yeah. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, or do whatever, and I'll see you guys next time.